Dude, are you kidding? Skrillex is never gonna make a bad song ever again. Huh? Oh, hey, what's up? What? There's two of them? Good day, everyone. Welcome to Orf. My name's Philip, and today we are looking at a double header. The dubstep god of the early 2010s, Skrillex, has actually just recently released two brand new full-length albums. Now, the last time we got a full-length album from Skrillex himself was actually 2014, if you're not counting the Jack U project. Jack U was okay, Recess was okay. Personally, I still think Skrillex's stuff between 2011 and 2013 are his best work. And boy, howdy did I jump on that bandwagon. Holy crap. In all seriousness, Skrillex is the artist that got me into electronic music for a nice period of time, and he actually served as the connection for me to discover certain artists that I actually still listen to today, such as Porter Robinson and 100 Waters and all sorts of artists that were under his record label OWSLA, Ausla. And here we are, almost 12 years since Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, we have two back-to-back full-length albums. And boy, do they sound a lot different than the stuff that originally got me into Skrillex in the first place. So let's get Don't Get Too Close out of the way first, because yes, my opinion is similar to that of a lot of people. I do not think this one even compares to the other album. There's a small handful of things that I can enjoy on this record. Don't Go with Don Toliver and Biebs is actually kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, though I think that the lyrics are so boring and rudimentary, and soothing chord progression aside, Skrillex is not really doing much at all on this song. I have a love-hate relationship with the song Real Spring for almost the same reasons. I just feel that it's a little better because there seems to be a bit more effort in the song's progression. Way Back is okay. The vocals sound a bit like oil and water clashing, but it's listenable. I wanted to like Summertime more, but I'm not a huge fan of some of the production here, mainly on the vocals. The title track has a cool hand pan. That's all I can say about that one. And yeah, that's about all I can say about this record. The rest of this is bad. It's just not good in my opinion. Like, there's nothing on here that would make me royally pissed. But even including the few elements that I do like, this whole album just kind of meanders the whole way through. I do not like it, and I do not think that the high points on it are even high enough for me to come back and listen to any of them again. I would give this one a D-. But okay, moving on to Quest for Fire. This is the one that I was really looking forward to. And the verdict on this is pretty good, actually. The opening track, Leave Me Like This, almost made me laugh because I seriously still can't believe he's using the oh my god vocal sample. Nice flow, driving groove, needs a little more variety, but a good way to kick off the record. Ratata has some very creative sound effects, some of the most interesting bars in the album, a little unconventional compared to the rest of the bass scene at the moment. Tears reminds me a lot of something you would hear off of the Recess album. Again, very creative sound effects, it keeps things interesting. I felt like on the first listen, I couldn't exactly predict the sounds that were coming up next, especially in the last 30 seconds or so. The production on the song Rumble is really cool. If anything, it feels so compressed that it almost hurts my ears when I'm listening with headphones on. Mainly what I'm referring to is the drop section, which sounds like a UFO landing. The other issue with this one, though, is that I feel that the verses are a little cringy. I don't know, it's alright. Butterflies has a similar problem as Leave Me Like This, in that this one is a little more straightforward. That is until the final third of the song where we get some cool melodic percussion sounding sections, but it almost feels like the notes are placed at random. The vocal melody is still relatively enjoyable and I can still groove to it, but this one kind of seemed forgettable to me. The song Inhale Exhale actually reminds me a lot of F That off of Recess, what with the super low fun bass wobbles and occasionally switching up the beat. I love the outro, short as it may be. Unfortunately, A Street I Know is probably one of the most boring songs on the record to me. I feel like the vocal sample does not leave until the very end of the song and gets very repetitive. The little ending section is a a little more fun, but again, I feel like the notes for the melody are just thrown in almost at random. Xena. I don't really like this song. It's a cool idea for the sounds used in the drop to resemble what sounds like a doombeck or something to me, but I don't know. The electronic bass components mixing together with it just doesn't really work for me. The kick and the bass in the second half of this song are just way too overpowering, and it feels like the production in this song was a little bit overlooked, even though it's fantastic in almost every other song, but oh well. Ever since I heard the song Sunflower a couple years ago, I've actually had a soft spot for Sway Lee's voice, so I was glad to see him doing the vocals on Too Bizarre. It feels weird talking about this song now because it's been over a year and a half since I saw the music video for the original version of this song. I like the original better. This version doesn't do it for me. Hydrate is forgettable, except for the empowering chords at the end. Cool little callback to Sonny Moore at Warped Tour in the middle of this album too. I was a Warped Tour teenager, that's for sure. Transitioning into Good Space, I think this song is okay. Not a huge fan of the actual drop itself though. Supersonic, it's been a year and a half and I still don't like this one. It feels soulless and annoying, and Noisia has just gotten worse over the years in my opinion. But Hazel Theme and Still Here With the Ones I Came With are a fantastic closer to this record. Still Here With the Ones I Came With actually probably being my favorite song on the record. And surprisingly, it's not just because Porter Robinson is on the track. In fact, it's actually kind of hard to tell that he is because there's nothing in here that I can tell is really defining of Porter Robinson's style. I just think that I can really feel the emotion in this song. I think it is meant to be a celebration of Sonny's career leading up to this point. Skrillex is the reason not only for me getting into dubstep in 2011 and 2012 like everybody else, and if you didn't get into it, you probably despised it, but like I said, he's also the reason for me discovering other electronic artists that I would go on to continuously listen to for the next 10 years plus. Skrillex is the reason that I can say, man, I've been listening to Porter Robinson since Spitfire. I enjoy this album. I do not think it is as defining as anything Skrillex has released in the past. This album does like to take it easy in a sense, and I can appreciate that. I don't think I would go as far as to say that Skrillex is really resting on his laurels on this one. There's a little too many features for my taste, and probably not enough variety for me to love this as much as his earlier EPs, but I can appreciate the effort that was placed into this record, and I think it's a great celebration of who Skrillex is, where he has came from, and I guess where he's going in the future. This is definitely the better record. I would give this one a B-. I like to think that I am not a Skrillex fanboy, even though I was searching for the best version of the original mix of Bug Hunt for like 5 years. Babes